Greetings, demons, and welcome to the first episode of Another Castle. This is my podcast where I just kind of discuss games, tech, and occasionally sports. That'll be more when I have actual guests that care about that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is the pilot episode, the first episode, and this is really just a test to see how the format works and potentially even just test interest, gauge interest, that sort of thing. So how this is going to work, you can see on screen right now, we have what have I been playing, news of the week, and main topic, and we'll just go through those. I'll kind of talk through it as we get through it, and when it comes to the main topic, this week's main topic is actually going to be what Another Castle is as a show. So without further ado, let's just get into the first section. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Playing? Obviously, I'm on my own. Normally I'd have a guest, but with the first episode, I just thought I'd do it on my own. That I just talk about the things that I've been playing a little bit. You know, I don't have anyone to jump off of, don't have anyone to discuss with, but, you know, I've been playing a few different games that I don't normally play, and a few things that I haven't played in a while, so I think it could be pretty interesting. So, I think the main thing that I wanted to talk about that's been really taking over my time recently is I've been playing Stardew Valley again. It's something that I haven't played in, honestly, it's been months since I last played it when I first started playing it for the second channel for inventory, with my new PC world. But like before that, it'd been like a year or so since I played it on Switch, and you know I have a few hundred hours in Stardew Valley on Switch, and I'm getting there when it comes to the Steam version now, and that's mostly because yeah, sure, I have been playing it solo on my own farm for inventory, but I've also been playing it with friends, and that's something that I never really thought about with Stardew, because of the fact that I'd spent so much time playing it on Switch and I didn't have online, and I never really thought about playing online. But yeah, like playing Stardew Valley with friends is actually just a really fun experience. Like the progress feels way quicker. The people that I'm playing with, one of them has thousands of hours in Stardew, so they are very, very knowledgeable. And then one of the other people that I play with most of the time, they've played a little bit more than me on PC, but they haven't played as much as me, like, total. So it's been really interesting. Like, they're helping me a little bit with PC controls, because I'm not the best with keyboard and mouse, and I'm trying to get better. And whenever it comes to knowledge that I can't quickly just Google or Wiki, the other person is there. Now, it's been really good. I've been really enjoying it, just because it's different. You know, I'm so used to playing Minecraft and Terraria, which, like, on paper, very similar games. You know, you build your house, you build your farm, and you have animals, and you can go mining, and all that kind of thing. There's NPCs to interact with and stuff. It's very, very similar to things like Starbound, Terraria, Minecraft, games that I play a lot of. And it's just been nice having a bit of a change of pace, you know. To begin with, on this communal server, communal world, whatever, communal farm, we had a competition to see who could get married first. I started a few days into the start, so it's like I was already at a disadvantage, but I was basically like, I almost beat one of the people that was already there. My friend who has played similar amounts to me, like it was 2 days before he got married, and then I got married. It was very close. It ended up being just because I went with Leah. Leah's really easy because you can just give her forageables. She likes salads and wine, which, I mean, salads you can just buy from Stardrop as well. It's like, Leah is very easy to marry, very quickly. And, you know, I could have gone with Abigail, who is also, like, because of my playstyle, pretty easy to get with, but yeah, it was one of the things where it's like, it was easier for me to just not go that route, because that is the route I know better. It's Abigail that I'm married to on my Switch farm. I'm actually going for Haley on my current Stardew Let's Play on the on inventory. And yeah, it was just a nice change of pace to go for Leah. Like, her plotline is very interesting, because it's like a jealous ex and stuff. I really enjoyed it, and I'm getting to experience a lot of the micro events that I just normally ignore, like the night market, the whole fishing thing with the night market. I've never done. Same with the mermaid show. I'd never done that because I didn't realize it was a thing. So I would always go there. I would, you know, shop around, and that'd be it, and I'd just leave. But now, because I'm playing with people that have played it before, you know, I was able to experience the night market, which is really cool. That's a winter event, it's just really weird because I'm like 3 or 4 years on my Switch save. Like I'm pretty far in, so it's really fun when it's just like, yeah, I've just never experienced this, but now I have. So I've been really enjoying Stardew. I say, like, I think I'm closing in on 100 hours on Steam, and a lot of that, probably over half of that, has been purely playing with friends, which is it's just been a fun time. I guess we'll keep it on the same sort of topic. I did mention Minecraft. I've been playing Minecraft Java again. I have got a server with the same, well, not the same people because they don't play Minecraft, but the same group that I'm friends with. Mutuals with all them. We've started a Minecraft server. It's been a bit of a hassle because, Minecraft Java servers, when you don't have a NAS or anything, when you don't have like a private server, kind of difficult to set up. I've got one that's like, it hibernates after like 10 minutes of no one being on it, so it's not the most ideal. But it's been fun. It took me about half an hour, and I had another portal set up. We're doing pretty well with farm and stuff. It's going pretty well. I'm quite enjoying it. It's one of the things where Minecraft is so much better to me with friends. I will happily play it on my own, and I mean, I haven't done an episode of it in a while, but a new Minecraft series, Newton. I really enjoyed doing that. I do need to return to Newton at some point. That's Bedrock, obviously. Which is kind of why because I stopped doing Newton because of the fact that I was kind of just falling into the habit of using a controller when I was trying to learn keyboard and mouse, and I'm still doing that now. I'm still not perfect. I am getting there. I'm getting to a point where I'm comfortable with keyboard and mouse, and Stardew has helped that. The fact that I just refuse to use controller really has helped with that. But yeah, Minecraft Java, it's an interesting one. I'm not the biggest fan of things like the combat system in Java. I do kind of prefer Bedrock in that regard. But at the end of the day, Minecraft Java is so much easier to set up servers. The mod support is so much better. The fact that there's no mine coins or any of that BS, like, that stuff's great. I love Minecraft Java. Like, I've had it for so long and I haven't really touched it that much because of how much I've used Bedrock. And, it's been nice to finally sit down properly, get some friends on, because as well, a lot of the people that I play Minecraft with typically are on console, so Bedrock is the only way I can play with them, really. So, the fact that, the people I'm playing with now, well, currently at least, they're on PC, makes it so much easier. It means that I can actually, have a bit of fun on Java for a change, and, it's not like I don't enjoy Java normally, but that's been a pretty major thing. Like, I've really, I've really been enjoying that. I guess we'll go on to the obvious things. If you watch my channel at all, you'll know Fortnite and Rocket League, two games that I play a lot of. Normally Fall Guys would be there as well. I haven't been playing Fall Guys recently. But I'll start with Rocket League, just 'cause I haven't played it as much. I've played that with friends a little bit. New season, I haven't really touched it too much. I still need to do some videos going to my initial thoughts on the new season. It's interesting. It's animation themed. Not really my cup of tea necessarily, but I mean, to be fair, actually, animation is very cool to me. I really do like animation. I just don't really like this Rocket Pass. It's just not that good. The new map is awful, honestly. And as I say, I'm going to probably save a lot of these thoughts for a full first impressions, first thoughts video. But Rocket League at the moment, it's Rocket League at the end of the day. It's still good. I still enjoy it. I just don't enjoy the new map, and the Rocket Pass is a bit meh. It's whatever though. When it comes to Fortnite, as this goes up, the new season will actually be out. I'll be discussing that next week, but I'll get into that at the end of this podcast. I haven't played the new season, Chapter 3, Season 2, but I've been pretty heavily grinding through the end of Chapter 3, Season 1, because I wasn't 200 yet. Max level is 200 for all the bonus rewards and stuff. I was like 178 or something, like 2 weeks ago. So I've been grinding pretty hard. Obviously there was the Doctor Who stuff. I'm a huge fan of Doctor Who, so that was good to do a lot of content on that as well. And yeah, it's just I haven't enjoyed Fortnite in a while, and that's still the case as of now. I'm hoping that next season, or the current season as this going up, is better. I'm hoping that I enjoy that more. I don't know though. It's completely up in the air. It could go any way really, but it's definitely one of those things where I don't know. I think I've kind of burnt myself out. It's like I'm planning on not doing the Fortnite weeklies anymore. There might be an update video that goes out before this actually, but like the Fortnite weeklies are something that I've done for like a year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. I don't know. I don't actually know the dates, but it's been every single week for a long time, for like 6 seasons or something, and it just gets tiring. Like I have ideas for videos, but I just don't want to play. That's the honesty. Like Fortnite's just kind of, it's been boring. I've not enjoyed it. It feels like a chore to play it a lot of the time, and it's like playing with friends. I've been enjoying it. Like whenever someone messaged me like, "Do you want to play Fortnite?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I jump on, have a few matches, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is good." But like even when I was playing the other day, we had a full squad, 3 other people with me. We had like 7 or 8 matches, and I was just like, "Yeah, that's me done." And they went and played Rocket League, I think. But yeah, I was just not enjoying it, and it's so weird because I don't think this ever happened with Fortnite for me. Like I've had times where I've been like, okay, I'm gonna play it a little bit less. I'm gonna step back a bit, but yeah, no, this is the first time I've straight up just been like, I don't want to play Fortnite. It's like it's such a weird thing, and I think it is just because I'm playing so many other games that like Fortnite does end up being a chore because it's like I don't have the time for Fortnite when I'm playing other stuff. But it is what it is. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm gonna enjoy season 2. Hopefully, by the time this goes up, hopefully I have done my first impressions, my first game or whatever, and who knows really? I don't know anymore. Like it's difficult with Fortnite. I'm a fan of it. I enjoy it. I've dedicated a lot of time to it, and I want it to be good. I want it to be very good, but I don't know. It's very up in the air. There's not been any teasers or anything for the next season. I think the only thing that I've seen, there was this image that looked like it looked like a mashup between one of the PS Plus exclusives and an older Battle Pass skin. And that was apparently on the Portuguese website or something, the official Fortnite website. I don't know if that was real or not. But I saw it the other day. I did post about it, and then there was I think there's been like confirmation somewhere that we're gonna get Doctor Strange. I don't know if that's for sure, but yeah, it's like there's not really much about Chapter 3 Season 2. Like that's just not really out there, and I'm hoping potentially that that would be good, but yeah, when it comes to the leaks, I just don't know. And as I say, I'll be covering this in the next episode. Well, I'll get to that at the end. And then I guess lastly, I've been playing Cold War again. I think I've mentioned this in a few other videos. I played Warzone for a video, and I think I mentioned it in that, or I spectated Warzone in a video, and I mentioned it in that. But yeah, Black Ops Cold War. It's been like the main COD I've been playing recently. It's been the main shooter I've been playing recently, and more or less it's been because of zombies. I've been really enjoying jumping back into D Machina. I've been checking out Mauer as well, Love Mauer, and it's just a good experience. I'm just really enjoying it. The multiplayer I haven't really touched as much. I played a little bit of Nuketown, Nuketown 24/7. Oh, there was the WMD map as well. I played a bit of that, but yeah, just it's Call of Duty. Like I don't think I'll ever truly give up on Call of Duty. Same with Fortnite really, but it's like, yeah, Call of Duty is one of those where it's like I've kind of fallen out of love with it. It's not as big a part of my life, but I still have Vanguard. Vanguard's okay. I don't want the zombies, but I love the multiplayer enough. But I've been enjoying playing Cold War again, especially we have the mid-season update for Cold War with WMD, obviously, as I just said, the Vargo, AR, SMG, whatever it was, and I also ended up unlocking during my WMD video. I ended up unlocking the hammer and sickle melee weapon, which has been really, really fun to use. And yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm just like, I've been enjoying it. It's been fun. It's not the best game, and quite honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I bought the current battle pass, I probably wouldn't be playing. I'd probably be playing more modded Black Ops 3 than I am doing Cold War. But yeah, it's just one of the things where it's just like, Cold War's good for progression on the battle pass. I enjoy the zombies. The multiplayer's alright. I've had things to unlock because I've been working on getting all the weapon challenges done. There's some of them that need to be done in Outbreak, which I'm just like, I don't care about. But, I mean, those ones actually have decent challenges in multiplayer, so I might just do it in that. But, yeah, overall, it's been a time with Cold War, you know? I fell out of love hard with Cold War towards the end of its life cycle. I kind of hated the game by the end of it. But, yeah, it's like, as something just to fill that first-person shooter itch, I've really been enjoying it. It's been a really, really nice game to play. But, yeah, that's really everything I've been playing. So... yeah, that's that segment, I suppose. Like, obviously, in future episodes of the podcast, like, this will get more streamlined. I'll get a better idea of how, like, things flow and stuff. But, yeah, this is a pilot episode. Just, like, bear that in mind. But, yeah, that brings us on to what I'm going to dub the news of the week. So, I decided just to pull out 5 stories that just really stood out to me, just as something interesting worth talking about. I might, under normal circumstances, like, get some more stories, but I just thought I'll get a selection of things that I just want to talk about generally, that have just, stood out to me, and, yeah, it might change in the future, but, yes, the first story we've got is that the Silent Hill trademark has actually been renewed by Konami, and that's really interesting, because that could mean so many things. That could mean a new entry in the series, that could mean some sort of remastered collection, which I'm all for that. I'm a huge fan of Silent Hill, but, like, the games haven't aged great. If they can get, like, the Resident Evil treatment that, I can't remember. Is Resident Evil also Konami, or is that Capcom? I can't remember. But, like, if the Silent Hill games can get the Resident Evil treatment of, like, full HD, like, not full remakes, but just, like, remasters, I'd love that. That'd be great. It would definitely make 7 Days of Scream's a lot easier to do. I could just be like, I'll just go play Silent Hill 1 and 2 and 3. Like, just, yeah, I love Silent Hill. It's a great series. Konami hasn't been doing great things with it. Like, there's been a lot of, like, pachinko machines and stuff out of it. I'm just, hopefully, like, the trademark being renewed is good. Hopefully it leads somewhere. Obviously, we had PT, which was supposed to be a Silent Hill remake, or was supposed to lead to a Silent Hill remake with Del Toro at the helm and Kojima. Like, that fell through with Kojima leaving and everything, but, hopefully Silent Hill actually goes somewhere. Honestly, at this point, I'd take PT returning. I'm unlucky in the way that, like, I didn't have a PS4 when PT was out. I played PT on my cousin's PS4 and he deleted it. So, yeah, it's not been the most ideal of situations. Of just, like, I have emulated PT because, like, it's not complete, but, like, there are some ROMs of it out there if you know where to look. But yeah, it's like when I played it the first time on PS4, like, what was it? What must have been like 6 years ago since PT, something like that. Like, it was amazing, and, like, as a fan of Silent Hill, huge. Like, I wish PT, I wish Silent Hill remastered or what, remake, whatever, the new Silent Hill. I wish it had got made. It'd have been so good. It's making me sad just talking about it, but yeah, that's something that I do hope for the best with. Konami and Capcom, for that matter, don't have the best track record when it comes to bringing back old series, but Resident Evil's been doing well, so hopefully Konami can kind of copy that formula and bring back Silent Hill in some way. I'd love to see it. I'd definitely. That'd be a pre-order, definitely. Moving on though, we've got the next story is there is a new Rainbow Six Siege operator called Azami who can change the map layout just on the fly. And this, honestly, I haven't read too much into it because I kind of want to go into it blind when she eventually does release. But this sounds amazing. Like, this sounds like such an interesting mechanic to have, and it could legitimately be game changing. Like, in the most literal sense. Like, imagine... I'm trying to even think of, like, any of the map names. Imagine you're in the... I don't know. I'm trying to even describe one. Imagine you're in the casino map. People that play Rainbow Six will know exactly what I mean. If you don't play it much, or don't play it at all, you have no clue. But the map with all the gambling tables and stuff. Imagine that map, but suddenly... like, the floors change, and the layouts and the walls and the doors all just move around. Like, that would be ridiculous. And, like, I don't know how overpowered this ability is. I'll say I haven't read too much into it, but like if it does mean you can just move doors, so just be like, yeah, that door is no longer on this wall, it's now on this wall. That could be ridiculous. Like imagine you're about to breach and clear, and suddenly the door just disappears. Like it'd be so weird. And I'm really interested to see how it's actually implemented aesthetically, how it visually works. But yeah, it sounds really interesting, and you know, if it makes the game a little bit more interesting to play, there's been that TDM mode recently. I didn't play it in the end, but like, it might still be in. I don't know. I don't play Siege that much at the moment, but like, when it comes to like Siege, especially with how the zombie game turned out, that was like coming from Siege. They do kind of need to find a way to get people interested, and honestly, I think Azami, with her ability to change map layouts, could be it. Like, that could be really, really cool. Next story we're going to talk about is that Halo Infinite has added Tactical Ops 4v4, and it's just a Slayer mode, and it's not on paper that interesting, and I think it ends on Tuesday, so it's probably, most likely it'll have already ended by the time this podcast goes up. But we've been wanting more modes, and it's unfortunate that once again this is a new mode coming in the form of, an event, just like we've seen a few times before. But at the same time, like, I don't have an issue with that. I'd rather get some new modes at all than not. And sorry about this, I'm just going to take a drink. The joys of podcasting. But yeah, my throat. I've said from the start, like, we need more modes in Halo Infinite, whether that's, we need Infection, or Infected. I always confuse the Halo and the COD names for them, so whichever one's the Halo one is that one I'm talking about. It's like, we need that mode, we need, I can't remember them. I struggle with names and modes, but there's so many great modes from Halo history that just aren't in Infinite. And, I haven't been playing Halo Infinite's multiplayer that much. I've mostly just played it for campaign. And it's because I'm just bored of playing the same, 5 modes. And there's their domination. I can't remember Halo names. There's Oddball, there's Slayer. It's pretty boring. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. And any excuse for them to add more modes, and tactical ops is a really good mode. I believe it's introduced in Halo 4. I could be wrong there, but it's a really fun mode. You don't have shield. You don't have the pointer to tell you where enemies are. It's a really good mode, and you also have the same starting weapons and stuff. It's cool. I like it, and they've added SKUs of it where you can actually get some of the new to Halo weapons. Either the weapons that are only in Infinite, which is really cool. Like, having variety is nice. And overall, I'm just happy that we're getting more variety. Hopefully, we can stop getting LTMs and start getting permanent mode editions. Hopefully that'll happen with next season. I'm not holding my breath, though. This season, the first season isn't over yet, is it? But, Halo Infinite so far has been good. I want it to be great, though, and that's the issue. I like Halo Infinite. And, from the start, I stood by... I still stand by it now. It's up there with, Halo 3 for, enjoyment. Not for quality, but for enjoyment. I've not enjoyed a Halo game, especially multiplayer-wise, this much since Halo 3 ODST. And that was, 2008? It's been so long, and honestly, I'm just glad that we're getting something. And, hopefully it does lead to more. Hopefully people play the mode. I mean, I'm saying this as someone who hasn't played the mode, but, we just want more modes. More mode variations are always good. But moving on, we have the news that the Intel Arc GPUs are going to launch in laptops this month. So, that's really interesting. Obviously, we've heard about how Intel are going to be making graphics cards for a while. And I've been kind of sitting back, not really expecting too much from it. It looks like they're actually going to be pretty decent. Nothing top end, but nothing too low. Pretty middle of the road cards, which is perfect. As someone who is still running a RX 570, I'd love to be able to get even a 1080 equivalent would be nice, honestly, at this point. But I'd love to get a 2060 equivalent. If they can get out a 3060 equivalent, I'll get a 3060 equivalent, but like I'm more than willing to try out Intel Arc, and that's the thing. Like I'm running an AMD system. I'm running a Radeon graphics card and an AMD chip. I'm not an AMD like fan, but by any means, I'm not an Intel fan. I don't like a lot of their practices generally, but like I'm willing to give them a shot. Like I have nothing against any of the companies that work on graphics cards at all. Like and at the end of the day, Intel coming in, it's competition. Competition's good. It means that prices may drop a little bit, especially with the current situation of chip shortages and stuff like that. I'll take anything. If it's kind of crap, but it's better than what I've currently got, I will take an Intel Arc. Like, I will take it. But yeah, it's going to be introduced into laptops first, and then we're going to get some actual, like, desktop GPUs sometime this year, I believe, sometime toward the end of this year or early next year. And, yeah, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, getting an Intel Arc GPU in a laptop is going to be, like, the next gaming thing. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they're going to be, like, top quality gaming graphics cards, but it's a graphics card, and we are still in a shortage. We're still struggling with scalpers and stuff. I'm all for competition. I'm all for having more GPUs on the market. Any excuse to get more chips out there, more cards out there, I'll take it. So yeah, Intel, you're stepping into the ring. Hopefully you don't get knocked out in the first round. And then the final story that I want to talk about is that a $1 million clip art rock NFT accidentally sold for $0.01. I'm just going to let that sink in for a second. $1 million sold for $0.01. So if you're somehow not aware of what an NFT is, it's a non-fungible token. I'm gonna say it as blankly as possible. This is how I always define it, so I'm consistent with this. It's a receipt for a digital item that you don't actually own because you only own the receipt. You don't own the item, you own the ownership of the item. So imagine you go into Asda, Walmart, Krager, I don't know. You go into a supermarket, you pick up, I don't know, a can of Monster, just because I'm on brand. You pick up a can of Monster, you go, you pay for it at the checkout, and then you get a receipt, to say, you've paid £1.50 or whatever for your can of Monster, and then you leave the can of Monster and just take the receipt. That is what an NFT is. And yeah, it's dumb. I think it's really dumb. But it's even dumber when you read a headline like this, because this is essentially exactly what the headline that I saw was. Clip Art Rock NFT sold for $0.01, and it was worth $1 million. Now, as I say, with this, I pretty much just looked at the the headline, and I was like, I want to talk about this. I haven't seen the Clip Art Rock. Maybe it's a really nice Clip Art Rock. Maybe it is actually worth $1 million. I doubt it. I really doubt it. No picture. No digital picture, should I say. Because art can be. I'm sure if someone sold Michelangelo... I'm sure... Is it Michelangelo? Is it the one where it's God reaching out to Adam or whatever that picture is? The thing that's on the roof of the Justine Chapel, whatever, I can't remember. But yeah, I'm sure that would sell for $1 million. It would sell for more than that, what I'm saying. But yeah, enough blabbering. A clip art rock. How is that worth $1 million to begin with? But it apparently was. It apparently had sold for that at some point, or it was valued at that at some point, and then due to some sort of error, it was sold for $0.01. And I just think that's funny. I'm not against the people that are profiting from NFTs necessarily. I have friends that have made some amazing art and sold as NFTs. I don't like NFTs. I personally think that NFTs are a pointless endeavor, or something that do nothing but just damage the environment and make a lot of the time rich people richer. But I mean, I don't hate the people that make them. I don't necessarily hate the people that buy them. I maybe hate the people that sell them. But at the end of the day, if you're wanting to spend your money on something, or if you're wanting to sell your really good art, I have a few friends that are artists that have done NFTs. Their art is amazing. They make NFTs actually look valuable. because their art is amazing. I love their art. If it wasn't an NFT, I probably would buy it myself. But like, yeah, when it comes to NFTs, I enjoy the stories where it's just people losing ridiculous sums of money over the dumbest things. And yeah, clip art rock, selling for a cent when it was worth $1 million. Chef's kiss, honestly, just chef's kiss. But that's going to be it for the news of the week. As I say, I'm probably going to do more stories in a normal episode. But I just grabbed a few that I thought were interesting to talk about as well. Like, when I'm talking to someone, when I've got a guest on, more likely that I'm going to actually have something to discuss with it. Someone might not know, if someone didn't know what an NFT was, we could have a bit of a discussion about, like, if they think it's valuable or whatever, or something like that. I don't know. But in any case, that leads us to the main topic. The main topic, which is, what is another castle? And, like, the thing is, I've been trying to get this off the ground for a long time. It was sometime in September, I believe, I started working on this, and I've been wanting to have a podcast for a long time. I used to have a media podcast a few years ago on a different channel, and I really enjoyed doing it. I had a few people that did it with me, and unfortunately we had to end it just because it was essentially, we did it together because we were all uni students on the same module. One of us left university. Basically, there was only two of us left, and we just kind of decided it wasn't worth continuing because the dynamic was that there was 5 of us, so having just 2 of us, it kind of took it away a little bit. And I've just kind of wanted to have a gaming podcast for a while. We had Edital, me and Tristan, for a while, and by a while I mean it lasted 1 episode, and we technically did record a second. It just never went anywhere. And since then, I've just been kind of thinking, how could I do a podcast? And I think the main thing for me is that I want to be able to have guests on and have people to talk to and have people to discuss things and have like specialists on certain subjects or something, like, get someone that plays exclusively like Elden Ring or something, I don't know, just an example, and talk about Elden Ring with them and have like essentially an expert opinion on it as someone who I don't play Elden Ring currently. I'm a fan of the Dark Souls games, but I haven't played Elden Ring. So, like, getting someone that knows a lot about Elden Ring would be really interesting for me. Like, I'd be able to ask questions and discuss and talk about, like, things that I, wish maybe were in Elden Ring that maybe aren't, or be surprised by things that actually are that I really like. And that's kind of the jive, the whatever you want to call it, of this podcast. It's a discussion about a topic, and I've kind of pointed it out throughout this as we've been going through the different sections, but it is just discussions. We start off talking about whatever we've played. Maybe we've played the same game. Maybe we've even played together. Certain guests I will have played with. I might play with them regularly even. And, just talking about, like, games and what we think about those games. And, if we would want to recommend things or anything like that. Really interesting. And then moving on and being able to discuss just events happening. And as I say, like, I'm mostly going to talk about not sport. I'm going to mostly talk about tech and gaming, and from time to time I might mention like NBA because that's something that I'm interested in. But like, I might bring someone on that is really into football, as in football, as in soccer, or someone that's really into NFL or something like that. And we can just discuss that for a little bit, and that won't be the main topic because I do want to keep this gaming orientated for the most part. But this channel isn't just games. It's games, sport, and tech. That's always been how it's been. I've done tech reviews. I did a video about the Sony Walkman phone a long time ago, which was always fun. I've done videos about NBA, sorry, not NFL. I'm losing my words here. But yeah, it's very much one of the things where I think podcasting needs to have variety. And that's why I don't want to just bog myself down to be like, this is a Fortnite podcast or this is a Call of Duty podcast, anything like that. I don't want it to be like that. I want it to just be about gaming and all that entails. So, we could even, like, I doubt it would happen, but if someone was on and they were interested in horse racing or something, or gambling of some description. Maybe they went to the casino. That's something interesting, and it's worth talking about, and it kind of fits with the channel. Like I even mentioned it when we were talking about Konami. I've actually forgot what they're called now, even though I mentioned it earlier. But the Japanese pachinko machines. That's it. The pachinko machines. That's gambling, but it's still gaming related. And anything that's like tabletop games. I go to a tabletop society. It's completely possible I'll bring on people from that want to be on the podcast at some point. I talk to a lot of them on Discord, so it'd be very easy to set up something like that. And that's just the thing with another castle. It's not, as much as the name suggests it, a retro gaming show. It's not a retro gaming podcast, but it's also not purely modern gaming, and it's not purely, I know it's not news. It's not anything like that. It has those aspects, and if I play a retro game, if I'm playing New Super Mario, I don't know why I said New Super Mario. If I'm playing not New Super Mario, I'm going to keep saying new, aren't I? If I'm playing Super Mario World, let's just go with that one. If I'm playing Super Mario World on SNES or on the Switch as through the emulation, I'm going to talk about that, sure. But then I'm also going to talk, if I've just started playing the newest game that just released yesterday, I'm going to talk about that, because that's interesting, and I just want to express my enjoyment of video games, because it's something that I don't really get to do in normal videos. Because generally, the only time I go off topic, as in talk about something that isn't the current game I'm playing, is when I'm doing my spectating videos, where I'll talk a little bit about NBA or other just general news topics. And that's not a podcast. That's me filling air, essentially. That's me doing something, spectating, whether it be Fortnite or Warzone, or I'm working on an Apex spectating in the future. That's what I'm doing. But I'm also just there to be but we can have a chat. We can discuss things, and that's what I want this to be. Except for more likely than not, I'm gonna have someone to directly talk to, and that's kind of what this is. Another Castle is a discussion between, a lot of time, going to be friends. Sometimes I'll have people that I don't necessarily know that well. I know I have connections with people that I can bring on that would be more than happy to be on a podcast that I don't necessarily talk to that often, that I don't play games with necessarily, but we're acquaintances, and they can bring it something different. They can bring a different topic, a different side of gaming, a different side of just communication, just generally just having someone different to talk to, someone that disagrees with things that I say, someone that agrees, someone that can make points that I've never even thought of, something like that. That's what a podcast should be. And hopefully that is what this is going to be. But realistically, that is going to be it for this podcast. And honestly, I'm very happy with how this has gone. I know it's very off the cuff, and obviously, it's going to be. It's a podcast. It's just discussions. That's why I took a drink without editing it out, because it's just free thinking. It's just whatever happens, happens. Under normal circumstances, if I took a drink, it wouldn't matter. I'd probably wait until someone else was having a little bit of a monologue or whatever. But yeah, it's very interesting. So I guess I'll end off by saying what I plan to have for the next episode. And I'm not going to say these come out every week or these come out every month or anything like that. They come out when they come out. Whenever I get them recorded, that's when they'll happen. But in the next one, I'll be on with Tristan, with Trinity. You've seen him in a lot of the Fortnite content and Rocket League content. He's a streamer. He's on Twitter sometimes. It's very rare. But he's a good friend of mine, and we're going to be talking about the new season of Fortnite, Chapter 3, Season 2. He's already been told about this and everything, so I'm not just throwing this on him. But he's very into Fortnite, as I usually am, and we don't agree on everything. We disagree quite a lot, actually, when it comes to Fortnite, especially. And I think it can just bring just a bit of a conversation, just something a little bit different, something worth talking about. And hopefully that is how this will continue. So, yeah, next episode is going to be talking about Fortnite, Chapter 3, Season 2. I'm going to keep getting that wrong. And otherwise, that's going to be it for this episode. So if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe if you're new here, and ring that bell so you never miss another episode. And of course, you can follow me at RabbitWithAxe on Twitter and Instagram, as well as other places that I'll have linked in the description below. otherwise, check out my second channel, Inventory. I've mentioned it a few times here. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, or if you're listening to this on SoundCloud, or wherever else this ends up, because I'm going to try and get it as many places as possible, yeah, make sure to follow and do all the stuff that's on there, because every single platform's different, and I don't remember all of them. But, yeah, otherwise that's it from me, and without further ado, yeah, bye!
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but we'll survive. I just wanna tell